Hey guys, it's Liz and I've got a couple projects to share with you today. I decided to participate in Sabrina's Crafty Chica 87 here on YouTube. She had a challenge going on. It was her birthday challenge, and she was asking everyone to alter a trinket box and a card if you'd like. So I decided to participate in her challenge, and this is what I came up with. I did make a little trinket box, and I also made a card as well. And all she asked us to do in the challenge was to, first of all, you had to include the color lavender, and you had to use stickles. You also had to use lace and pearls. These are some of Sabrina's favorite things. So I'm going to start off with my little box. This is a little box I created, and this is just a little wooden box that I had picked up at the Dollar Tree. And all I did is adhered papers throughout the entire box, and the collection I decided to use was Fairy Belle because I know that is one of her absolute favorites, and I love it as well. I think it's a beautiful collection by Prima. So I adhered the pattern papers all over the box, as you can see here, and I also did a little bit of masking. I am really in love with this mask right now. This is the Crafters Workshop Art Is mask. It's the one with the script. And I decided to use ceramic stucco this time instead of the modeling paste. And the reason I wanted to do that was, number one, for the color. The modeling paste is, very white. Obviously you can ink it up and change the color a bit, but I wanted it to be more subtle. That's why I decided to go with the ceramic stucco. The ceramic stucco, it's a little bit grainier, and I like that texture. And also it's a little bit more muted, so it's like a grayish color. And it blends in pretty good with the background on the papers. And like I said, I just wanted a subtle hint of the masking. And so I did some masking throughout the entire box. There's some more right here. And see how you can kind of, it blends in, but you can still see it. And that's kind of what I wanted to go for. So I really like the way that came out. And some masking all over. And let's see, so, I adhered the pattern papers, I did some masking, and I inked all of the edges of the paper with this ink pad. It's chalks. I don't know, it's by G Studio. I don't know what color it is because it doesn't tell me on the back. It just has like a number. But this color, I'm sorry about the glare, but it's perfect for this collection because it's a little bit gray, a little bit brown, with hints of lavender. So as you can see on my edges, look how well that goes, right? It's a perfect combination, and that's the ink pad I use to ink all of the edges of my box. So I really love that way that looks. It's very neat. And like I said, it picks up a little bit of lavender color, which is, part of the challenge. And let's see, for my feet, I decided to use these little beads. These are just these glass beads, and they're clear. You can find them at Michael's or Joann's and whatnot. And I had used these before in a different box, and I decided to use them again. I adhered them with the E6000. And then I also used these cute little bead caps that Saw had given me. So thank you so much, Saw. These were great. And all I did is I just kind of adhered them to the bottom of the bead. I didn't wrap it, so as you can see it's not, bent or anything. Let me see if this will focus. Not doing it, but I just adhered it on there, and I like the way that looks. It's like cute little feet, right? So that's what I decided to do for my feet. And here in the front of the box, I decided to use one of the Tim Holtz locks. So that went really well with the collection, very cute. And I did adhere though with the E6000 as well. It's what I use for all my metals. So, and let's see, I aligned the entire box with this pretty little trim here. And it's like it's white, a little ivory, it's not a stark white, and I used that all throughout the box, as you can see. And on top of that, I used some flat back pearls. Okay, as part of the challenge, obviously we had to use pearls, so there we go. For my hinges, I did want to point this out. These were that bright gold, as most hinges are, and all I did is I used my Rub and Buff in silver and colored them up, so that was a perfect match. That's all I did there. And back here, I did want this to look a little bit like a music box, so I adhered one of the clock keys, Tim Holtz clock keys, back here. So very cute, right? It's like a little music box. And let's see, now we're going to go to the top here. Again, this is the beautiful Fairy Belle paper by Prima. I adhered it to the top, and then I did ink all my edges again with that same ink pad. And I decided to crinkle up some seam binding and create a bow over here in this corner. And all I did, I used the Lindy Stamping in Gorjuss Gray, and it didn't match as well as I wanted, so I just went ahead and used that ink pad, the same ink pad, and I used it to color up some more of the seam binding, and now it kind of blends a little bit better. So I really like that, and all I did is I added a ribbon buckle and a pearl to the center of the bow, really cute. And we did have to incorporate lace into our challenge, and I did that by making this little lace flower. I basically just rolled up, I cut out a cardstock circle, and I adhered, you know, the lace around the circle to make my little flower. Very simple. And this camera is not focusing. Maybe I'm moving too much. And for the center, I just used, I think it's a Prima. It's like a little bling center. So I like the way that it picks up all the colors in the background, so you can see a little bit of the lavender. So I just use that for the center. Here I have these two little blue flowers. Those are for my stash. And I use the blue to pick up some of the blue that's here in this flower cluster in the paper. And I added gesso to the tops of them, and stickles as well. That was also part of the challenge, having to use stickles. Here I have this beautiful lavender flower, and this is by Recollections. I believe it's just an older one. I haven't seen them recently, and it's already lavender. It's like a dusty lavender color, but I did ink the edges a little bit more to pick up some of that lavender color, and I used stickles all over the flower. Very cute. And here we have a little Tim Holtz key that I just tucked back here, and of course we have a beautiful feather because Sabrina loves feathers, and I thought that was just a really cute touch, so I added that feather back here. And I also have this cute little acrylic butterfly, and it's got cracked wings, so it's really cute, and I just adhered it. I wanted it to stand up, so that's what I did. And here I just have some Recollections bling. Cannot have enough bling, of course. And then here we have this token, this little metal piece that says love, and these you can pick up at Michael's in the $2 bin. Very cute little metal piece. I like using these a lot. I need to get some more. I'm already out. But that's my little box, guys. I think it came out really, really cute. I love it. And on the inside I kept it simple. I did paint it first using a dusty pink color by Americana, and then I used the Elmer's glue crackle technique again. So I applied the Elmer's glue, and then I went right ahead and applied the vintage white over that before the glue dried, and it gives it this really cool crackle effect, if you could see that. And so then I went ahead, and the color wasn't right, so I used that same ink pad by G Studios, and I did some inking just with my fingers because I couldn't get in there, but I used some of the ink to make the colors match better. So I did that all over the edges as well. Very neat. And if you can see, there is some masking inside, because before I adhered the pattern papers, I cut it out, inked the edges up, and then I did some masking with the Art Is mask and the ceramic stucco. So there's some I guess texture here, and then also on the lid. So very cute. I'm very happy with the way it came out. It was such a fun challenge too. So I love making these cute little boxes. So hopefully Sabrina likes it as well. I am planning on sending it to her for her birthday. I think it's adorable and very cute. Hopefully you guys like it as well. And I did decide to make a coordinating card, and this is the card that I came up with. And you guys know I love my Gorjuss girls, so I knew I had to add a little Gorjuss girl on here. And I also wanted to do a crisscross card. I really like the crisscross cards. Not only are they like nice and big, but it's like you could do a lot, you know, to the front, and then there's like little things you can do on the inside, so it's really cute. And I just started off, this is 6x6, I started off with cardstock, you know, glued it down to make the crisscross little envelope. I adhered the Fairy Belle pattern papers all over, inked all the edges with that same ink pad, and then I adhered this pretty little lace. Let me see if you guys can see that. A little lace here and up here, and then this goes all the way down. So here. And this is just this cute little lace that I received from Jayzella. So thank you so much, Jayzella. It was perfect for my card. And very delicate and dainty. So I really like that. So I added the lace, and let's see, then I went, this little girl, obviously that's my little Gorjuss girl, and she's so cute, and I picked this stamp because she's with a bunny, and I thought, you know, bunnies, berries, you know, they all kind of go together. Obviously I didn't have, like, you know, one that, you know, where she has wings or anything like that, so I thought she'd be perfect. And I stamped her on there with archival ink. I used my Copics to color her skin and her hair, and by no means, I'm not an expert at Copic coloring. I'm still, you know, working on it. I'm not always happy with the way that everything turns out, but I think it looks good, so hopefully you guys agree. And I don't have a whole lot of Copics, so for the bunny, I ended up having to use my colored pencils. I used my colored pencils and some Gamsol, the mineral spirits, and that's just colored him kind of brown, and his little nose is pink. I don't know if you guys can see that. And I gave him a little cottontail. See how cute? I just took a little piece of cotton, rolled it up into a ball, and stuck it on there. So he's so adorable. And like I said, I don't have a whole lot of Copics, so I did use the pencils on her stockings as well. But the dress is paper pieced from one of the pattern papers. So I think it looks really cute. For the background, I kind of freehanded an oval that would fit into this Spellbinders frame back here. I didn't have any Spellbinders ovals that would work, so I kind of freehanded. You know, obviously I had to sand the edges a little bit so it would be a little more smooth. I inked all the edges with the same ink pad by G Studio. And for the background, if you guys can see, I used that same ink pad, and I stamped with a Tim Holtz script stamp in the background. I like the way that that came out, and of course I inked all of the edges. And this, like I said, is a Spellbinders die. I believe it's labeled 10, so I just cut that out of cardstock. I used foam tape to give it dimension, see? And I adhered the oval over that frame. And the frame, the cardstock that I used was white. I didn't have a color that would go well with these papers. So again, that same little ink pad, that little trusty ink pad, was used all over the cardstock to change the color of it. And it gives it like a nice color, like a nice soft color. And you can still see a little bit of the white coming through, but I think it's a perfect match. And of course, I added little pearls up here and down here. Very cute. And let's see, for my flower cluster, again, these are the beautiful flowers by Recollections. And they are already lavender color, like a dusty lavender. I used stickles all over the flowers. And then here we have the little blue flowers for my stash. And again, there's stickles on top of them, as well as gesso. And there's one over here as well. Here I have a little chipboard piece from the Belle collection that I tucked in right here behind my flowers. And of course we have these little leaves. These are little leaves that were cut from these, let me show you real quick. Let's see. First from these flowers. I just picked these up a little while ago at a local store down here, and I just cut the leaves. They're made out of some kind of like a little satiny material, so that's what I did for my leaves of my cluster. And of course you got lots of bling. There's bling over here, there's some tucked away over here and over there, just bling everywhere. And if you can see, there's like a little piece of lace sticking out right here. I had laid a piece of lace all the way across. Of course, this side gets all covered up. But this lace is really pretty, you guys. It's got these cute little beads and like sequences right into the lace. It's really pretty. I picked this up at Joann's. And if you guys ever check out your Joann's, they're now starting to do, you know, like they have like a dollar bin as well. And you can find pieces of fabric, sometimes up to a yard, in like these little baggies, and they're selling them for like $1, sometimes $2. So I think that was a great deal. And I went on a day that I had a bunch of those 50% off coupons, so I ended up buying a bunch of these for like, you know, I don't know, 50 cents or something like that. But that was one of them, and it was really pretty. It's very soft. And I had adhered a piece of pattern paper, of darker pattern paper in the back, just so this could stand out more, because I noticed that it just blended too much into the background because it's so light. Okay, And let's see, moving on. Over here, I just have another little small cluster. Again, this is a beautiful flower by Recollections. That's all glittered up. I did ink all of the petals here with the, I had the lavender ink pad that I used to bring out some more of the color. And again, these blue flowers are from my stash. They're gessoed up and stickled, and more bling. So here, and cute little leaves. And here I have another little chipboard piece from the Fairy Belle collection that I just tucked on behind this little cluster. As well as this little piece here. I love this bird cage from the chipboard collection, and I knew I had to add it, so I adhered them over here on the corners. So very cute. I'm loving the way this card came out. And of course, let me show you the inside. Now, you know, this comes out. This is where I'm going to write my message to her. And here's the rest of it. I had adhered, you know, patterned paper back here as well. I don't like to leave, you know, cardstock back there. And then there's some lace over here as well. So very cute. So this is a little pocket for my card, and then this is where I will write my message. And I just took white cardstock. I used a corner rounder for the corners, and I adhered this beautiful piece of pattern paper. And as you can see, most of it is intact. I just have to trim it down a little bit on the sides. But I just love this. It's so beautiful with the fairies and all the clusters and, of course, the bird cage. And it's perfect because it leaves the middle open so that I can write a sentiment. So, worked out beautifully. And up here, I did, let me see if I could show you here. You see that little thing sticking there? That's a Spellbinders die cut from the Floral Doily collection. And I just used white cardstock. Again, I used that same ink pad by G Studios to stamp the Tim Holtz script on it. And I inked all the edges with the same ink pad. And then I just folded it over. So, see, the back. I just folded it over, kind of like, I don't know, like just decoration, a little label or something. And again, here's some crinkle seam bindings that I dyed myself using that ink pad. I wanted it to match. And again, I have a beautiful ribbon buckle and a flat back pearl. So this is where I'm going to write my sentiment to Sabrina. So very, very pretty. I am loving the way this card came out, and I hope that she likes it as well. I know Fairy Belle is one of her favorite collections, so I'm really looking forward to her receiving this. So guys, that is my card. I hope you like it. And again, this is my little trinket box that I made. And I guess I could put this back here. And this is my little trinket box. Very cute. I'm very happy with it as well. I really like this, how it just looks like a little music box. Very cute. And that's about it. I think that's all I've got. Oh, you know what? I did forget to mention one thing on my card. I always do that. I always forget one thing because you can barely see it. See this little, let me see, do I have something where I can show you better? Oh, I don't have anything. But you can kind of see it behind this cluster. It's a little stick pin, a little butterfly stick pin. This is by Webster's Pages, and it's really cute. It's got a little butterfly and a little pearl, and I just tucked that in there. Thought that was cute. I almost missed it because it's clear and it's, you know, hard to see, but it's very cute. But these are my projects, you guys. I hope you guys like them. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.